Okay. So it is important as piggery farmers, your pigs, your sows are well fed and healthy before the expected date of farrowing. If you have more than 2 pregnant sows in a pen, it is important to separate each sow in each pen to prevent
one sow per pen.
Exactly, to prevent cannibalism. Also, it is important that the farrowing pen that has been allocated to a particular sow is kept disinfected, clean and dry in expectation for the date of farrowing. As pig farmers, we need to also add a litter material to provide a little bit of warmth for the piglets that are coming. So you need litter material such as wood shaving to add warmth for the piglets.
Thank you very much. So we have heard about the reason why it is important, to prepare. The first thing you should do, you should get a place for the sow. And it's not 2 pregnant sows in a pen. Each of them should have their pen to prevent cannibalism. Because if a sow gives birth now before the other one will have a higher chance to go and start eating up the other piglets. So it's better you put them in a separate, pen so that they give birth and they know this is my piglet and they stay with them. And you should also provide warm beddings for them and their litter. You mentioned clean litter. Before you even do that, you need to disinfect the place so that the place is clean and there is absence of any form of bacterial infection and so on and so forth. And again, cleanliness is very important because of the same infection we're trying to prevent. If the place is dirty and you don't clean the place, infection will set in very easily. Thank you very much, Doc. Okay, so now let's enter feeding. How soon should these piglets be start sucking? How soon should they start sucking?
Okay, it is important that from 30 minutes to an hour after farrowing, it is important that each and every one of the piglets starts suckling. This is important because the first milk they get from their mother is called colostrum, and colostrum is very important to each and every one of the piglets because it contains glucose to give the piglets energy, it contains antibodies, it contains minerals, it contains protein, and it contains vitamins. All of these are very important to help build up the immune system of the piglet because when they are giving birth to, they do not have the power to control their own immunity. They get this immunity from the mother. So within this stipulated time, it is important that as piggery farmers, you go walk around your pen and make sure that each of the piglets are actually suckling from their mother.
So it's very important because of that first colostrum. So between 30 minutes to 1 hour, the piglet should already be suckling so that they can, get that, because there's no other place to get it from the mother's milk. It's the same thing across all animals, same thing with human beings. They need to suckle so that all those things that they need, to be healthy and grow well is in that milk. So from the first 30 minutes to 1 hour, to start sucking. So how long will they be sucking until they get weaned, meaning until when they now have to leave the breast milk and start eating on their own? How long? What's the duration?
Yes, piglets can actually be weaned from 4 weeks to 6 weeks. Within this range is fine. You can wean your piglets from 4 weeks to 6 weeks.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so we're talking about warmth. Why warmth is important for you? Talk about the cleanliness aspects because of infection. Now, why is warmth important for piglets?
Okay, warmth is important for piglet because when piglets are being given birth to, at that moment, within the first few days, they cannot regulate their temperature properly. And most of the piggery farms are normally cemented, and in this case, there is no provision for warmth. The ground will actually be cold, and because they are still very tender and cannot control their body temperature within that few days, it is important that as piggery farmers, we provide this warmth for them. Yes, that's why sometimes you hear piggery farmers complaining that they are losing their piglets. Reason being that they do not provide all these necessary things that are important to sustain the life of the piglet during this early stage.
So it's very important that there's a source of heat. So is it like the source of heat that they provide for poultry, like the charcoal? Is that the source of heat that they have to use in piggery farm?
Not really. It can be something mild. It's not really.
It's not like brooding.
No. It's something you can use bulbs.
Okay.
This bulb that generates heat. Yes, and with bulb and wood shaving, I think you are fine.
Okay, so it's not a whole big fiasco like us burning charcoal for when we're doing brooding. So it's just a source of heat to help them regulate the temperature. Okay, thank you very much, Doc. So now, what are common mistakes that pig farmers do?
Well, a lot of farmers make so many mistakes. I think one of the mistakes most pig farmers make is one, not cleaning the environment, the pen, their farrowing pen, making sure it is always dirty. By doing that, you are predisposing the piglets to so many infections. And when they suckle the breast milk of their mother, because the mother is always lying down in that same dirty pen, the piglets are suckling this breast milk. This breast milk is already infected. The piglets are taking in this bacteria, and the bacteria is causing a lot of damage to them. That's why most times you hear piggery farmers complaining, my piglets are stooling, whitish diarrhea, yellowish diarrhea. Sometimes it's because of this dirty environment. Another mistake piggery farmers also make is most sows farrow early hours to maybe, let's say, from late hours to early morning. Yeah, so they do not provide anybody to be in the farm to take care of the piglets,
so that they know when they give birth.
And when most sows give birth, they tend to sleep or lie down on their piglets. So because there is no pen attendant in the farm to actually take care or notice that this pig is actually giving birth, to help in any way that he or she can, some pig farmers lose their piglets. Another mistake I think most farmers also make is maybe adding 2 or 3 pregnant sows in one pen.
You mentioned that.
So they do not have a history of when the sows have been caused, so they don't know when they should expect each of the pig to farrow. They just put all of them inside the pen, and when that time comes, the 3 of them or one of the sow gives birth within that pen, leaving the 2 others inside the same pen. Those 2 pregnant sows can easily eat the piglets, which is called cannibalism. So these are the common mistakes that piggery farmers make, which is actually not good.
Okay. So we have heard like the common mistakes that happen in piggery farms. Number 1, not cleaning up the place, not disinfecting the place, thereby introducing infections, because these moms, the sows are always on the ground. They just like staying on the ground. So if you don't clean up the place, if you don't disinfect the place, when they give birth, their teeth, that is the mammary gland, will touching the ground, and it's touching the ground, is getting infected. So when these piglets come now, they won't come and suck. They are sucking everything all together. So the colostrum that should be helping them now, it's there, but it's not enough, because you're already having higher load of bacterial infection. So they are going to fall sick, and before you know it, you're already losing your piglets. And number 2 again, it's putting all 2 or 3 more pregnant sows together in a farrowing pen, which should not be so. She has explained it should be 1 to, prevent cannibalism. Another mistake is the not feeding them, giving them access to their mother to suckle. Some may be runs. We call them runs, that maybe they are smaller, they can't run enough, or fight for breast milk, and they're just there, so nobody is there to help them and say, oh yeah, let me help you to put you to the mammary gland so you can suck. So if they don't do that, those ones won't have the colostrum, and before you know, you're going to lose them. So those are the common mistakes that people. So if you know your piglets, I remember you were mentioning something about record for pigs, when they are mated,
when they are caught,
the expected dates of
farrowing.
Yes. So if a farmer has that kind of record now, he will know that okay, between this week, next week, 2 weeks from now, my pigs should farrow. So by that time, you are already arranging your farrowing pens for each of them, and you have somebody that is close by, you must not literally stay inside the pen. Just someone that is close by to hear. They are always going to make noise. There will be some noise. And like, okay, you can go and check and say, oh, they are giving birth. To avoid them, lying down on their babies and pushing them. So you are at alert to know that, okay, she's giving birth to one, let me remove and keep away, so that you don't lose them. So those kind of mistakes we should avoid. Thank you very much, Doc. Then our question I wanted to ask, is there any time a veterinarian at this point in time has to step in, or is it later on in their life? Are there some medications that they need to take at this early stage of their life? That's the piglet I'm talking about now.
Yes. It is important, yes. Within the first week of their life, there are some medications that are meant to be administered to the piglets to prevent piglet anemia.
Piglet anemia.
Yes, it's very, very important.
So you can see every time we come to this talk show, we're always telling you at one point in time, a veterinarian is important. So you can see that it's not just even about only you. You still need to have a veterinarian at your farm. So once your sow farrows, you have to let your veterinarian know that, oh, my piglet, let them be more. So they tell you, okay, by this time, I will come over and give some medications. Okay, thank you, Doc. Now, finally, so we're getting close to the end of the show. Now, we have known what to do before, they give birth. We have known after giving birth what we should do. We have found out about some mistakes that farmers are making. Now, how can farmers ensure that these piglets continue to grow healthy and strong? I know we talked about colostrum. Is there any other thing we can do? Cleanliness, yes. Colostrum. Is there any other thing again that we can do to make sure that these piglets grow up strong and healthy?
Yes. What you can do as pig farmers is to ensure that each and every one of those piglets at every time interval they have access to breast milk. It is very, very important, because depriving them of that breast milk is as dangerous as it could be. And also there's something called creep feeding. Yes, doing say from the second week of life for the pigs, you provide creep feeding for them. The creep feeding it has a certain percentage. There is a formulated feed for them actually, containing a certain percentage of protein. So you place them on that and make sure they actually have access to that also. So apart from that, it is recommended that you introduce or allow your veterinarian to come around and administer the appropriate medication
that they need at that point in time.
They are at each stage for the first week, the 3rd day, the 14th day, 21st day, and your veterinarian is aware of each medication that is meant to be given for your pigs to actually do well. Post-weaning also, your veterinarian is aware of what medication is to be administered to help your piglet. So it is advisable when your sow farrow, just let your veterinarian be aware. There are also some procedures that are meant to be carried out on the piglet, such as tail docking, etc.
Thank you very much, Doc. I hope we have learned something from piglet preparation and care. We have talked about what you should do before the farrow. Get a farrowing pen for one sow each. Clean, disinfect. Have your litter. The litter you suggested, wood shaving. No, we talked against sawdust. Wood shaving. Make sure you have a source of heat, like a light bulb. The place should be warm. It should not be exposed. So when the sow is giving birth, someone should be close by so that they can, keep an eye out for them. And after giving birth, within 30 minutes to 1 hour, the piglet should have access to the sow to breastfeed, so that they can have, that colostrum for them to have the nutrient that they need. And after that again, you need to make sure that not just when you pay before Obimo clean the bed and that's all. No, you are cleaning the place every day. Make sure that you are bringing new, wood shavings. You are cleaning the teeth of the mother too. Don't just leave it there. You also clean so that it's clean, because that's where the piglets are mostly suffering for about 4 to 6 weeks. Then after that again, you are monitoring them. Then you are calling your veterinarian, because they are times when medications have to be given to them to come out, so that appropriate time the appropriate medication is given to them. Make sure they are eating well, the place is clean, there's enough warmth for them so they don't fall sick. And if you do all these steps, you are going to have healthy piglets and that will grow well, and you will have your profits. We have come to the end of today's show. I hope you have learned one or two things. If you have any question, you can message us on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp. Our numbers are all over our social media page, or you can come in to talk to any one of us. We are all here to to teach you or let you know anything you want to know. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll be here again next week, same time. Bye bye.